See if it popped up on our page or not yet. We're live out here. What's up, my people? All right, there we go. Yo. What's up? It's your boy, Big Lee.
And y'all already know this your girl, Drea.
Yeah, and we are back with another episode. Drea, this is episode 25. 20. I know you ain't been there for all 25, but it's that's a big accomplishment. You know, appreciate it. Appreciate you being a part of it. You know, and like I said, we appreciate y'all for being a part of us. You know, we got some exciting things going on within our. I know this chair is a little loud, ain't it? Like, bruh, I had to get a new one in it. So if I cut out in the middle of it, but like I said, we got some exciting stuff coming. You know, for our Dontgettricked Podcast. This is episode 25. It's been almost going on a year. We started this podcast, and we've grown a lot. How you feel about it?
I'm glad we were able to reach people and talking about a really interesting topic through our guest speakers. Enjoyed them and their stories. It's just been a fun journey. So looking forward to seeing what's down the road.
Yeah, like I said, it's been fun. It's been interesting. We had tremendous guests come on. It's kind of like a little therapy where we get to express, you know, how we feel without directly talking to a therapist. You know, and you get to, you know, because I know you be needing that therapist, you know, and I'm helping you. You're welcome.
No, I'm helping you. We're helping each other. How about?
All right, that sounds good. But you know, today we got two of my personal friends, close friends, that's going to be coming on the show, and just, you know, help us expand, you know, some of the stuff that we want to talk about, and have other people come in, get their point of views, and they're gonna be like sort of like spot guest co-hosts with us. You feel good about that?
Of course. Bring them out. The more the merrier, right?
Yeah. So, like I said, I got, you know, my friend Vicki. She's an intuition coach. Also my lawyer. So if anything pop off, I got my lawyer on retainer. You feel me? And then she's out of Austin, Texas, from New York. That's where I knew her. Went to University at Buffalo together. And then also got another close friend of mine, and he's a sports expert, sports gambling expert. I knew him since college too. That's 20 years now. Me and him been close friends, and that's Showy the Great. And I'm gonna bring them on and welcome them. Welcome. You know?
My dog is a little crazy in the back.
Oh man!
Almost told me tomorrow. You should give a warning.
Welcome, Vicki. Welcome, Show. Like I said, we appreciate y'all coming on. Vicki, we're gonna start with you. You know, tell us a little about yourself. I gave him a little thing about you being my personal lawyer, and I got you on retainer. So if I ever get in trouble, if we get any copyrights, I'm boom right to you. So just tell them your story.
Yeah, that's very true. I am a lawyer, and I'm also an intuition coach. I'm transitioning out of being a lawyer. I was a lawyer in New York, turned lawyer in Texas, and now I'm an intuition coach, which is almost like completely on the opposite end of the spectrum. You go from facts and evidence and practical stuff to just listening to the things that you can't really like pinpoint, you don't have evidence to, but you can trust. And so I help people find their inner authority, their inner empowerment, and really learn how to make the decisions from a place where they don't use only their brain, they use everything at their disposal to make the best decisions possible and know, how to roll with the flow of everything going on with them. So I happen to be a psychic as well. So I use that to help people really get really in touch with the things that they don't quite know, that they're feeling, and really blow it up and hone that. So I'm really excited. Thank you for inviting me onto this show. And I can't wait to talk about the topic.
Yeah, like I said, we appreciate it. And then, so I got my boy Show, and for 20 years, this dude been losing to me in debates about sports and other different topics.
A lot to the people in America.
So, like I told her, he's a sports gambling expert. He does it for his career. So if you got any sports that, man, I ain't gonna take your shine. Show, tell them about yourself. Let the people know. Don't get tricked into thinking you can beat me in any debate.
Anyway, thank y'all for bringing me on. My name's Antoine, but people call me Show. For lack of better words, I'm Leroy's friend. Not always by choice, which is he hard to break up with. He call you a lot. He texts you. We get into that on a different episode. But anyway, we play sports together. I met him back in upstate New York. We played junior college football together. Basically, I'm one of the reasons why he is what he is today. I was like a father figure to him that he needed me. And right now, I do sports betting for a living. I got a website, showhypicks.com. Not that I was plugging or nothing, but that's pretty much what I do.
Shameless plugs over here.
That's what I do. If you can't pick games, if you've been losing, which I'm sure everybody do, reach out to me.
Yeah. So, and like I said, we appreciate having it on. Me and Drea, like I said, we knocked out. This is episode 25, and me and her been there through a season and a half, and we plan to just keep it moving, keep the needle moving. And first, and we're gonna jump right into it right now. My peoples, I know y'all seen my reaction videos. This is the Don't Get Tricked love expert, Big Lee in the building.
Add to the portfolio.
Yeah. So past week we had Derek Jackson. He's a relationship expert, and he for years, like I said, go back, check our YouTube. You'll see my reaction to the scandal and stuff. But for years, he's been giving advice to women, and a lot of men don't like it. Maybe some might. I don't know. I didn't like it. I seen it probably like 2 years ago, and then it was like, I forgot about him until recently when it broke that he didn't live up. He didn't practice what he was preaching. He was demeaning men that was cheating, saying that if you get caught, that wasn't the first time you did it. That these things coming out, the words out of his mouth. Then he got caught. Tasha K. I'm one with Tasha K. She was out there. She broke the news. She done broke so many different women on on them and stuff. But yeah. So like I said, so my thing is now, Drea, I'm gonna go to you. Can you still take his advice? Because women more were taking his advice than men were. But can you still listen to him? Is his word still true? It might be true, but
yeah, like I say, it might be true, but you can't listen to someone that don't preach what he talking about. Like, I mean, yeah, you can listen in a sense, but it's like, who are you to be trying to give out some relationship advice? Like, especially what you did. So no, it's
it's like I said, it's a no for me. Vicki, what's your thoughts on the whole Derek Jackson scandal? And did you know him before the scandal?
Oh gosh, where do I begin? No, I did not know him before the scandal. I saw him showing up on my Instagram feed by one of those. I think it was the Shade Room when they posted something about him, and I was like, "What's going on here?" And then I looked at some of the videos, and I think that, intuition here. So I read off of energy like so much more than I ever did before. So when I was watching the first video, which was the one with him and his wife, and he started speaking, I have to be honest with you, I had to turn off the video pretty soon after he started talking, just because his energy, his voice was just so hard for me to even digest, and it really screamed a lot of it's the thing is I can feel sometimes people's energy through me. So I kept feeling a lot of like hardcore insecure, please look at me, insecure energy. And it was really hard for me to like sit with that. And the second thing that I kept feeling was just complete like disingenuous energy. Like he was saying the right things, but the energy behind the voice was not there. It didn't feel like he was actually meaning it. He was just saying the things to cover up and try to make up for things, but it wasn't genuine. Like there was no genuine energy behind it. So it was really hard for me to even sit with that energy. So after watching that video, I actually honestly thought, would there actually even be people who would still listen to him as a relationship coach? Because it seems to me, and I've told you this, that I honestly think that he needs to get some therapy. There's something going on underneath the surface that he needs to work out before he can go give advice to other people like that.
Yeah. And Show, I know you walk in his shoe steps, you know, you looked up to D-Jack. Is that what you call him?
I don't like how y'all doing, D-Jack. I gotta start off with that.
Hey.
But me personally, I got a different beef. My beef is not really with Derrick Jackson. My beef is with the people who listen to him so much. I knew Derrick Jackson was a fraud. I think Leroy knows, and any man who's been out here knows that my problem with Derrick Jackson is he came off like a panderer. And I think women need to stop falling for it, pretty much. Like everything you do is correct, no matter what you could sleep with 20 of his friends. He'd be like, yeah, but what did you do? What was you doing? What made your woman want to sleep with your friends? Did you tell them to like, if somebody's talking like that, that's the guy basically who's telling you that your husband ain't shit. I don't know if y'all cursed right, that was an accident. But that's the guy that comes down on your relationship and all of that and try to sleep with you at the same time. So basically, he's trying to freak y'all out y'all money, out y'all likes, and out y'all shares. And guys, I think women thought that guys was upset with Derrick Jackson because he was giving the game away. But it wasn't that. We was upset that y'all was listening to this cornball. We just always felt like he was a cornball brother, ultimately. And it just caught up. And I don't know what makes you think you could be that popular and that famous, and nobody's not going to come back and, basically you at some point. But I knew he was a cheater. If I had to bet on it, I knew he was cheating.
Yeah, but you think most men. Do you think most men are cheaters?
Hold on, my brother. I feel like a personal attack. I don't know what you was trying to get at.
No, I think they're cheaters, but
most men have the ability to cheat. If you grab 10 guys, 7 of them cheating. 8.
9, 10.
9.5.
I just want to throw something in there, which is I think that Show said something really interesting, which was he said he could tell he was a cornball, right? And so he saw this from the beginning. And I think one thing is interesting is that there are a lot of men who instinctively can feel when someone is fake or when someone's just got something else going on underneath the surface. Like they just have this radar that goes off. And so it's I think that we, as an intuition coach, right, we all have different types of radars that we're really acutely attuned to. And I think probably in Show's background, he's probably had a lot of experience with men like this or people like this. And so that radar went off. And for him, it's just like, I don't see how anybody can actually believe any of the words coming out of this mouth. And it's not because of the words, it's just because of the energy. There's just something that has gotten that radar to go off and say, this guy's a cornball.
Also, I wanted to say, also, just because he got caught, though, I don't want to say that all the advice he was given was bad, because you can still listen to somebody. It's like a preacher who tells you the right thing, but he doesn't do it. Some of the stuff he said was right. Some of the stuff was over the top. So it was like 30% good advice, 70% him just trying to get in your drawers and pockets. That's how I felt about it. I never really think you should have totally listened to him, but some things was right. It wasn't all fake. As a guy who knows cheaters, some of the stuff he said was right.
And some of the, because I don't know if I want to say if it's logical or it's like, I always say if a person's a cheater, they're a cheater. It don't matter what you do. If you do it once, if you do it 2 times, if you get, I guess if you don't get caught, you're not a cheater. But once you get caught, you're a cheater. You know, but even if you do it, to me, you're still a cheater. You just didn't get caught yet. And it'll come to light. Drea, you knew Derek Jackson before the scandal?
No, I didn't know him.
Nope. And did you get a chance to go back, listen to some of the videos, and would that be a type of person you would take advice from? Or like, and do you think his words are hollow now?
Like I said, yeah, some of the things like I said earlier, some of the things he was right about, or I would take his advice about some of the things. But it's just like I don't feel like now, like I said earlier, I don't feel like he's a man that should be giving out advice. I feel like now everybody's gonna look at him like, bro, I'm not listening to nothing you're saying. So it's like now you done made the good advice that you did give. It's like now you done made that something bad. Like people like, nah, I don't know whether to believe him or not, or whether to take that advice or not, because it's coming from him. So
yeah, and any of y'all could just hop in. Y'all don't need
well, I actually wanted to say something that's funny because you know what I think is that I think that the reason why he got so popular with his relationship advice, especially with the women, is because he knew the right stories to sell and knew the right things to say. There are just a lot of women out there who want to hear that, and there are a lot of people in general who hear that, and some of it they hear, they're like, you know what, that's true, that's valid, but also on top of that, some of the stuff that they hear, they want it to be true, so then they jump on, right, and they believe the rest of his stories because some of it's true, but some of it is because they want it to be true, so they ignore, other things that might be going on underneath the surface. Whereas you have some other people who are just skeptics from the beginning, and so when their radar goes off and they feel something, they're like, no, I don't trust this guy. So I think that that's a very interesting thing that he does, is that he sells stories, he sells things that on the face of it can be valid, but his energy behind it isn't genuine. And then when it blows up in his face, he then scrambles to try to cover up his story so that he can save his career, save his social media face, save all this stuff. But again, none of it is genuine. So it's all falling apart.
This is I think honestly it's a bigger issue. This is bigger than Nino Brown, to quote a famous quote. But it's bigger than Derek Jackson, basically. I think there's a market. Men are going against women and women are going against men. Every time you turn on Facebook or any social media, everybody's attacking each other for what they don't do. And everybody's looking for something to fit their narrative and make them feel good and make them feel bad. If you're a broke guy, you throw the 50-50 bill thing. If you throw the 50-50 bill thing out there, and if you're a woman who don't have their own money or whatever the case may be, you're gonna like the status. You're gonna be like, oh man, yeah, I'm not gonna be nobody's roommate. I'm not living with nobody and splitting rent. If you're a guy who can't afford to pay the full rent, then you're gonna be like, oh, what you doing? What? Why can't you? You want somebody to take care of you. So everybody's looking for something to make them feel better about their situation. And what he did was attack that market, and he know that whatever you say bad about men right now, you're gonna have a fan base. Pretty much like Kevin Samuels. If you come on and talk bad about women, men who has not had too much successful women, they're gonna love Kevin Samuels. He's gonna have a core fan base. So if you just come in and just go hard at one direction, you're gonna get what you're looking for. So I think he just pandered to that, and he basically knew that he would have no male fans. He went all after women.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Lee actually sent me a video, and immediately I could not finish watching the video of Derek Jackson speaking. But the words that I did hear, it was totally pandering to what people wanted to hear. So he had a video of some guy who said totally terrible advice. And it was just like nothing that I would want to stand by. And then Derek Jackson, he was like,
Gilly the Kid.
What?
Yeah, there was Gilly the Kid who was talking, and then he destroyed him, the rapper.
Yeah, exactly. And then the words that he said, I was like, I could stand by those words, but I can't stand by that person. His energy is just not there. But he does it. He panders.
Hey, but what I want to, because obviously, Derek Jackson, hypocrite, but I want to get to his wife, and touched on it a little bit, because the wife had, some crazy, strange videos. Like, it's bad enough that when she was next to him holding his hand, and, it's like, and that's another thing he did too, was like,
beautiful queen.
If y'all seen it in the comments, he was like joking on it himself to make it like, he'd be like, hey, blink once if you being held hostage, and this is him right now. But then she came on, because now they like, yo, I'm into this. I'm gonna I'm deeper. Like, yeah, you gotta sell this because obviously this is bringing the money. So she like, if she still want that lifestyle that she was living, she got to be with it or she got to leave. And I'm gonna get to the women in here too, in terms of, would y'all leave or is it time to stay? But like I said, her video, she had a video where she had the army fatigue shirt. People, they was getting on her for her bonnet she was wearing and stuff. And then she was like, this is the helmet of, Christ. This is, you see an army shirt, I see a shield. And the way she was just talking, to me, it was disturbing. What y'all think about that? Like, if y'all seen what she was saying.
To me, it seems like she was just trying to say something at the time. Like, she was trying to convince people that it wasn't, like, she was okay with it, and I feel like she really deep down wasn't. It was just like what she was trying out for the media. Because if you see, she was like, oh, y'all, and I did leave for those who's wondering. Okay, but you're right back. So it didn't solve anything. So.
Yeah, so I saw that video with the army fatigue, and I saw I don't have a problem with her clothing, right? I'm not gonna like judge people by what they're wearing, and I saw that a lot of people were saying stuff about that. And I just didn't understand why. But what did strike me was like the way that he clutched her hand, and like every time he moved, she kind of like was like moving with him because she was like getting dragged along, and so the body language to me was interesting. But then when she spoke up and she said, "I did leave." And then I only came back when he found God. And then when she said that, it's just something weird just like snapped in me. Like, what do you mean he found God? Like I need that to be elaborated, which she never elaborated. She just said that he found God. And it did not sound genuine. I'm not really sure what's going on with her. And that army fatigue video, I also, like you, Lee, found disturbing because of the things that she said. I couldn't connect it with anything that made any sense. Like, I know that there are people who are very religious, but like there's still something that can make sense somewhere. And what she said, it just did not connect with anything. I could not figure out anything that made any sense other than there's something like she's trying to delude herself into. That was just what it seemed to me, just because I could not make sense at all. The things that she was saying and the way that she was bringing in Jesus Christ and God, it was actually disturbing, the way that she was doing it, because it just stank of like some sort of delusion, like she was trying to avoid seeing something.
Yeah.
I feel like even when she started talking, like he gave her a look like, you better not say nothing crazy. Like, I'm like,
that's right, DJ.
Really, this is a joke. Like, I felt like the whole thing was a joke.
You can't let her go crazy and unveil some more secrets. We gotta keep a lid on it. Y'all get a little hot, and then y'all gonna come back and mess up all our whole life. Then he can't afford their lifestyle no more. If you're not gonna leave, don't go for the secrets. If you're gonna leave, then ruin it.
Yeah, I mean, so Lamar actually said they did this to sell more books. She's in on it. That's actually similar to what my boyfriend said, which was that she's just trying to him, it seemed like she was trying to tell the story so that they could, keep making money. Because I mean, I don't know, like maybe she doesn't have a job. Maybe he's the breadwinner. I don't know. But it kind of sounds like that's what she's trying to do. It's just trying to help his business as well, because without it, they probably can't afford the things that they're paying for right now.
Leon, I think you should read some of the comments.
Man,
Well, when she wore the army fatigue thing, I don't think y'all should read too much into that. It was like a good one-liner. You know how a rapper got a punchline and he just want to set it up? She knew she was going to be in a spiritual war, so she just wore that one line. After that, that outfit meant nothing. And I'm not judging people on what they wear either. But what I didn't like, though, what I really didn't like is she came on with that Betty Crocker hat. And it's like, women are going to judge you. And they already came on there. Like, they already comparing her to split image to that pretty girl. Not that she's not pretty, but she knew that they was going to, like, really get on her and all of this. Like, you should have came and made yourself look official so you can get your next man after you leave Derrick Jackson. She ain't have to come on there looking all homely and beat down and depressed. She just
I'm gonna have to disagree with that. Okay. I see. Here's my thing, right? Like, I'm really like not in agreement with what society tells us of how we should look, and I think that really messes up a woman. So if she feels comfortable in that way, maybe that's just how she wants to look. Maybe that's her way of beauty. I don't want to say anything about that. Like, that might be how she chooses to look because that is how she feels beautiful. Maybe not, but I feel like there's a big issue with how like society defines on how someone should look and how someone should get a man, like, etc.
And I've seen posts, a friend of mine's, and she was on the show earlier, Paris Lauren. She had posted, hey, you know, obviously we see how she looked. Then you see how the mistress looked. It's like, hey, when you got your man, you ain't supposed to like just be settled, and you're supposed to still get out there and feel your best the way you were when you first got with him. So now it's like she, you know, the meme or the post that it said it felt basically she got too comfortable, and that's why now it's like I see this all day with this grandma dress, house dress on probably, and then you know. This mistress is like, boom, I meet her at the club, like she stacked and beautiful all the time. She's still wearing Victoria's Secret. But when you married and you start wearing, you know, you got them curls, you come out of the bathroom with the face mask on because you're comfortable.
The bonnet,
you know,
the bonnet.
Hold on. In that woman's defense, we would cheat, not me because I don't cheat. But we would cheat on the mistress with that woman with that hat on. So it don't matter. It had nothing to do with how she looked. I'm not going to sit here and act like he cheated because she let herself go or whatever the case may be. He would have cheated on the woman with the other woman. Men just cheat with whoever close to him. I don't think she's a bad woman or anything at all, or nothing like that, or it's because she was dressed in a certain way or nothing. I just think that she actually came on like that to spite him, because she didn't really want to do it anyway. So I don't think she was feeling sexy. Like, why would you come on sexy if you're not feeling sexy? And
to touch on that real quick too, is like, remember Beyonce got cheated on. So like, if Beyonce gets cheated on,
if men want to cheat, they're gonna cheat regardless.
Even if they don't want to cheat, they're gonna cheat. That's why y'all forgive them.
Men and women. Let's say
it's not what you want to do. It's what happens.
Just
a person. About a person.
When your man come crying because he cheated, he really mean it. He did not mean it. He want to slap his own hand. Stop it. That's not it. He didn't mean to do that.
Hey, so now I got a question. First, I'm gonna go with the ladies. In terms of now, we know the wife took them back and they moved on. Is that something easy to do? Do you do that for your marriage, or is it time to walk away? And then if it was vice versa and the wife was cheating, are you reconciling the marriage, or how would you go? And we'll start with the woman first.
Well, I'm walking away and I'm not looking back. Once I walk away, that's it. So you don't embarrass me like this, I'm gone. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, one time, okay. I'm not gonna keep on forgiving you and keep on looking like a fool. No.
3.
Nope. Sorry, I can't do it.
3 times.
Nope.
Okay. A good question, Lee. So if I got cheated on, which I have gotten cheated on, I think that there would be a lot of reconciliation and a lot of therapy before I could even get to a place where I could be okay in that relationship, because the trust is just shattered. And I don't know how that can be repaired in that relationship. It would require a lot of work. And when I got cheated on, and I was only in my early 20s, but it really wrecked me, and I had to learn how to trust myself again. So if that happened now, like I'm thinking in my relationship where I found the man of my dreams and I am just like absolutely in love with him, if he somehow cheated, that would absolutely just shatter like so many things of the foundations that we have built our relationship on. And I don't know if I can recover from that in the relationship. I just don't know how that can happen. I can see myself becoming super paranoid. I can see myself having bitterness, resentment that just comes up at random different times. It'll require so much work for me to be able to get back to a place where we have a good relationship again. So for that to happen, I think it would be really, really hard for me to get back into a good relationship with him. On the other hand, I can never see myself cheating on someone like I'm so in love with. Like for me, it's all about the connection, and like I'm very open with my communication. So I'm just absolutely transparent. So I can't see myself cheating. But let's say I did. Let's say, I don't know. Let's just say I did. I think that the first thing is I wouldn't be able to forgive myself because I just betrayed somebody that I told that I love. And I have just made a liar out of myself. And I've also made a fool out of the person that I'm with. So I don't think I could even forgive myself. So I don't even know if I could stay in the relationship because there would be also just so much baggage on my end for what I did in the relationship. And just looking at him would give that reflection of what I've done to him. That's my thought on it.
Before I answer
That's okay, Vicki. That's okay, Vicki. Women don't cheat.
Not my woman. But, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna get canceled on the first episode because this is a deep topic for me. I'm very passionate about this topic, and I don't want to defend men, but I just want y'all to know that I think all men deserve 2 to 3 chances, and it's because we were brought up different than y'all. Let me explain before you make that. I see you, Dre. Y'all gotta understand since a kid, right? When we grew up, we always looked at it like the guy who gets the most women, he was the man because it was something about him. You either was good in sports, or you was funny, or you had some money, you had good clothes, whatever the case may be. This is why the double standard comes in. A woman can have sex anytime she wants. If you go on Facebook, any one of y'all, and you say, "I'm horny tonight," you're gonna get 1,000 inboxes. If Leroy goes on Facebook and say, "I'm horny tonight," nobody's gonna write it. That's not how it works for men. So obviously, it's harder for us to get it than it is for y'all. So it's a different value system on it. So we've spent our whole life chasing it and doing things, trying to become successful, lifting weights, trying to be funny. Guys beating guys up because they got no other talent, so they could be the guy who beat guys up so they can get women. And all this getting women. And basically, once we find our girlfriend, you want us to just stop everything we've been doing cold turkey. Like you got to reverse your whole mental process. All your life we've been trying to do things to get women, and now you got one, or in Lee's case, you got a good job. You get a good job, you get a good house, you get a good car, all the things that you acquired that's supposed to help you get women, and now you're supposed to not get women. So it's kind of reverse engineering. It's hard to cut it off. Like, damn, I got all this stuff. I probably could get women I never thought I could get back in the day. So you kind of want to try it out. It's not personal with us. But the reason we don't forgive y'all is because when y'all cheat, y'all actually, there's something about that guy y'all thought was better than him. I don't know what it is. He could be taller. He could have more money. You could have seen the print of his sweatpants. We don't know what it is. But we know that you did that for a reason because you could have chose anybody, but you chose him. With us, we'll do with the sandwich lady or something. The lady don't have to look better than you. She don't have to be smarter than you. She can. We have no choosing. It's just random. We went downstairs and the girl gave us their phone number, so we did it. It don't mean we don't love you. It has nothing to do with you. When you cheat on us, we gotta upgrade, and we can't forgive you for that.
Well, that's because y'all made us get to that point. Once we cheat with y'all with another man, like you said, we're into that man. So that means we've been studying that man. We've been doing our homework on that man. Like y'all pushed us to that point. We don't just go off and cheat. We get to know that person, whereas y'all just go off and cheat with anybody.
Don't cheat, just leave us. Don't hurt us like that. You can't come back from that.
I agree.
Don't hurt. I think Hey, so women, when you cheat on a woman, they are hurt, but for some reason, it feels like men, it's like a bigger heartbreak when their woman cheat on them because like I said, it feels like a man most of the time they can cheat like without the feelings. Women, there's some type of feeling that at least, and it might be something we just think or something that it might not be true. Some women might just go cheat and have no feelings, but most times I feel like if you cheat, like there's some type of feeling into it.
There's a lot that just occurred in what Show just said that I get it, right? I get it. Society kind of like breeds men, right, or boys to be like, oh, you know, you're the man and you can have as many women as possible, and it kind of messes with their heads, right? And so then when they get to a place where they're in a monogamous relationship, they're still like in that state. There's like, well, I still got to be a man, and like, what does the man mean? And society doesn't really like properly teach them that. So I can see that point of view. From a woman's perspective, though, it's like for us, it's kind of like from a woman's perspective, it's like if you choose to be in a relationship with us, like it's a relationship with us. It's you and me. And for me, like from my end, right, like the thoughts that came through my mind when I got cheated on was just, am I not good enough? Right. And it really messed with me. And it's just like, I, focused on this relationship after for years. And instead he was just out like, trying to get with any girl that like he can find or something. I don't even know. Like he's not even respecting this relationship. So for me, that's from a woman's perspective. Like, I feel like that's what we think is like, why am I not good enough? I get from the man, he's kind of like, oh, I got to make sure like I'm a man, I guess. Right. From what it sounds like you're saying. But it's just for a woman, it's very different. It's all about you and me. And so for us, it's just really hard to I guess reconcile that. And for us, I guess we kind of see it as like, from my perspective, right? I'm with a man because I chose to be with that man, and I think he's special, right? And so I'm hoping that he sees me for me and thinks that I'm special. So when he goes off and cheats on someone else, then I think, oh, I thought that we had something going on. I thought we were building something. I thought that I was special, but apparently I'm not special, and he's off ruining this. And so it really breaks me, and it makes me feel like really messed up. It makes me feel like, did I not show up in this relationship good enough? Did I not do things right enough? Like I thought I did everything I wanted, and still it's not good enough. What, am I not pretty enough? Like, what did I do wrong? And it just like all messes me up because I've tried everything that I could. And so I think that many women take it very personally when it happens,
It's not for men. Cheating is like, go ahead, like.
No, because we got people in the audience that they want to know from Vicki, why do you think women cheat?
Okay, well, this is pure conjecture because I've never cheated, so I can't really say like why women cheat. But my best guess is a woman probably cheats because she feels unfulfilled in her relationship. Probably because whatever that she was wanting to get from her relationship, she couldn't get. She went elsewhere. And my guess is instead of leaving the man, he probably stayed with the man, but also cheated because some subconscious part of her kind of wants to be like, I don't know, like she's expressing her pain. She's expressing her hurt. So she's like, I'm hurt, so I'm going to hurt you back. And I hope one day you find out. Or she might be like, I got kind of a good thing going on. I don't want to mess it up, but then I also like want this because I feel unfulfilled. That's my best guess as to why women would cheat, is because there's something missing in the relationship and she's trying to make up for it. But again, like I can't say for sure because I've always been of the mentality where if I'm not happy in this relationship, I'll just leave this relationship. So that's my best guess. I can't say for sure.
Drea? You feel the same, or?
Oh, and then your cheating women tell you the reason. My friends haven't. I don't have friends that cheat, so I don't know. Like my best friends that have talked to me, they've never cheated on their significant others. Like we're very similar, so it's really hard for me to know.
Good answer. Damn right.
Well, I've cheated. Yes, I have. And the
What's
reason.
more?
So you, I mean, we adults. Some people have done it. We're not perfect, but so
Honestly,
you don't got to get into details. But what was like a reason, like that brought you into that atmosphere that wanted to cheat instead of like I'm gonna leave him and go to this next person.
first of all, I was young and free and living my college life. So it was like, I don't know, like one person didn't do it for me. Like it was something that person was missing. Like Vicki said, like it was either I had more money than that person or whatever the case may be. The next person giving me more attention, or the next person giving me, more material things. Like it just was always something why I cheated, because I was getting good things from both people. Like this person spoiled me as well as this person. And honestly, back in the days when I was young, I cheated like a few times, and I did not take relationships serious. And I can honestly say back then, none of the guys actually caught me cheating on them, but except one. That was only because a baby came behind it.
Oh, you
but
just cheating too much.
But yeah, that was the reason. The reason was I was getting what I wanted from the man that I was cheating on, and it just felt good getting more. I was being greedy, I guess I should say.
Two is better than one.
Not anymore. I'm a married woman. I don't cheat.
Oh, you long past that.
Yeah, that was back in the days. My early teens, my late teens, early 20s. Yeah.
That actually reminds me of someone I knew in law school who played the field. And for her, it was more, I guess this might help the answer a little bit more, but for her, I could tell that it was more about like her having power. And so there's no emotion whatsoever with any of these men, but she enjoyed being able to get these men enthralled by her and having them buy her furniture and, giving her money and whatever. Like she actually bragged to people that she would not have sex with them unless they also gave her something in return. Right. So, to me, that's prostitution, but like for her, I guess it was a sense of power, right? It was, and you know what? I'm guessing maybe it's because she had her own stuff that she had to work through, and for her, she probably could not see herself being equal in a relationship, but instead it had to be like some sort of power play. Yeah, I totally think that mental health has a ton to do with cheating. I feel like how can it not? Like, how can mental health not have to do with cheating? Like, there has to be something going on. And mental health doesn't mean like you're diagnosed with something. It just means that there's something going on. You're not fully happy. There's maybe some trauma going on, some unrepressed or repressed stuff, or other things that you've suppressed that you're just not fully aware of. So I think that 100% mental health is involved with cheating.
Mental horniness is too.
I don't think mental health has anything to do with cheating. I just feel like maybe for some people, but some people I just feel like it's a thing like, oh, I did it, I got away with it, or I don't know. With me, I've just felt it was just like I said, what can I get? So,
but that has to come from something. Like it has to come from either like something that hasn't been resolved yet. It has to come from something, because if you're already like happy or healthy and you just wanted to be, you know, well with everybody, then the concept of you know, causing that betrayal upon somebody else that you're showing love to, I don't think it would happen. Like there, and I'm not saying mental health is a bad thing. I think that like every single American has some sort of mental health that they have either that they're going through or they just haven't gone through yet. So I think that you know, I can't see a way that mental health is not involved with cheating. Like I think that I just can't see it.
Well,
I think back in the days.
Status.
I just think back in the days when you're a little child, like you're not thinking about love and all that stuff back when you're younger, in your younger days. Like you're not thinking about, oh, not this gonna be my husband or this is somebody I love. Like then you don't even know what love is. So I feel like back then it's games back then. Like I wouldn't even took none of those being serious, like how I am now. So
Go ahead, Shell.
I was just saying, the other day I seen a stat where a woman put if a man sleeps with multiple women, that he's not happy with himself. And I have responded to her stat, or he's too happy with himself. Because it's not true. Like a lot of men don't sleep with people because they feel empty. They sleep with them because we feeling really good about it. Because I know when I'm broke and I'm going through some mental thing, I'm not trying to sleep with women. I don't want to be around no. But if I hit gelato for $100,000, it's time to celebrate. And that ain't got nothing to do with a woman or how I'm feeling. I'm feeling happy. I feel like I need to share that happiness with multiple women, not me. I'm talking to men. That's what they do. Like there was a lot of guys who were faithful before they made it, and then they make it and they get popular and they become rappers, and then they forget about their wife. They go on the road.
See, that's not cheating though. That's just being with multiple people, right? So like,
what's cheating really?
Cheating is when you're in a relationship where two people thought it was monogamous and you stepped out behind their back, right? And so you've now cheated them. But like, okay, so I have a friend, right? He's very open with the many women that he's with. So they all know there's another woman, right? So there's no cheating because they're all aware of the circumstance, right? There's also the concept of open relationships where people are like, they have the knowing in the relationship that they're not monogamous with each other. So I there's a huge difference, in my opinion, right? Between someone who just wants to show love to everybody, right? But everyone's aware of what's going on, versus slipping out behind their back. So I want to make that distinction.
I also want to tell y'all too, this is a sick thing, but I'm giving y'all the insight. I'm doing what Derek Jackson was trying to do for y'all, but I'm just going to tell y'all the truth. Men feel like if they take care of home, when they say you're their woman, right? When they get in a relationship with you, they feel like they love you and they take care of you and they make sure you're okay and they care about your feelings and they check in with you. And that's what they mean by you're mine and I'm here for you. The other girl can't even text you past once you leave. So it's like it's no contact. You don't care about that woman. You don't care what they're going through. You probably don't even speak to them. Half the people you don't even know their name, honestly. So it's like it's no connection. So like when y'all when we ruin the relationship and y'all decide to leave, we really be like, oh, for this woman, like I don't even have that number in the phone no more. Or like don't end our real thing. I actually really do love you, and I don't even remember that woman. Like if you ask a guy who's been cheating for years, give me 15 girls you cheated with, he probably won't know the name of like 3 or 4. It means nothing to him. It's like a cigarette smoke. People who take cigarette smoke breaks. It's really meaningless. Leroy would know if he was like an extreme cheater.
Yeah, Lee, you didn't give your opinion on cheating.
Yeah, you trying to lay in the cut, Leroy. We know you don't cheat. You can speak on it.
I apologize. I was just listening. When it comes to cheating, so right now I've been married for 2.5 years, going on 3 years, very happy. And the thing about it is what my thinking is that 10, 15 minutes you spend with this woman worth your family? It's not. If you get caught doing that, now you gotta break up your family. You might could reconcile like D-Jack did with his wife, but I don't want to say too lazy to want to cheat. I don't have no interest cheating. I think my wife is good. She might cause headaches for me sometimes and a little more gray hairs up here. But overall, it's like I said, one, it's the line. Now I gotta hide my phone. I'm open with my wife. My phone is open. She know my password. My son know my password. I could give her my phone and go to the store and come back and be fine. I know nobody's about to text me nothing crazy. I have female friends that you see right here. They could text me. I'm not texting them nothing sexual, no nothing. So I have no worries in terms of, oh, my wife is gonna see this or my wife is gonna see that, and then that's gonna mess up. That's one thing. Like if my marriage ended, it ain't because it's like, oh, you've been doing this or that. So I look at it as like, do I want to break up this happy home and hurt somebody that I love, and then ultimately hurting my son because now he ain't got that mother-father dynamic that I grew up with, and not, I grew up with that in my household, and I'm like, I want to do that, but it also, like I said, so that's my thought on the whole cheating thing. To me, it's just not worth it, but I don't judge people that do it. Obviously, I know people that do it. That's part of life, and that's their relationship. Everybody, like I say, we seen my reaction videos. Go check it on my YouTube. Dontgettricked Podcast YouTube page. To the Quavo Sweetie thing, you're like, hey, yo, everything don't need to be seen. Me and my wife, we got different issues that we got to, because no relationship is perfect. We argue and stuff, and it be over some dumb stuff sometimes. But it's like, bro, I'm not your employee. You know what I mean? Like, she's a supervisor. Like, yo, I'm not one of your employees. So you got to watch how you talk. And then, she's Spanish, so she thinks she's right too. But like I said, it's that's just how I go through life thinking. Like, I'm good with it.
That was racist, Lee. You're gonna get us canceled.
Yeah. So
it's also a headache to try to keep up with. I can honestly say back then, like you said, you walk around and now I know I'm good. I'm not doing anything. Like, I leave my phone with my husband. He goes through it all the time. Like if he want to get on Facebook or something, I have no problem because I know I'm good. Like, I left that, and I'm not, and he knows my past. Like, I'm a very open person, so I've told him, like, yeah, I cheated on him, child. I cheated on him because the thing about it is, when I did cheat, I left. So I cheated on you because I didn't want to do you like that. I left. I moved on to the next person. So that person I cheated on you with, that's who I ended up with. So, and like I said, my husband knew my past, and I'm open with him. It feels good to not have to be like, let me hide my phone. Let me, like Lee said, I can walk out the house, I can do anything, and no, ain't nobody calling me because they can't get the time of the day now. So.
But if you give your partner your phone, then you got to buy a whole nother second phone. So where's your other phone?
No. Once you get to that point where you just like, it ain't worth it. It's not worth it. And my kids was the reason why. Well, my daughter came first, so she was the reason why. I slowed down and was like, let me just be with this one person. So
definitely can ruin your whole home over. Well, at least 10 to 15 minutes. Some people longer. Some people shorter.
Well, Derek Jackson was longer, right? He was with her for many, many times.
Yeah, and it was many times, but like I said, it's like I said, it's not worth it. And yeah, you can keep coming back, but then I'm at the point, if I'm keep going back to you like it's a relationship, now I'm spending more money on you, and I'm doing more things to be secretive, flying to Miami to spend with you, and this and that, and I'm like, shoot, that's a lot. I mean, there's people that got it he could hit a millionaire now based off of what he did. So he got it. So it's not gonna bother him. But I'm like, nah, I'm cool. But then, like I said, that's just my train of thought of it. I do want to touch on one thing because it's been a great conversation and we could keep it going, for a while. It was supposed to be like a 25-minute, 30-minute convo. We going on an hour. But I wanted to touch real quick because, like I said, I brought up the Quavo Sweetie thing, and I wanted to see what y'all thought about their latest video and stuff. And before we wrap it up, do you think that was hit, like that he hit her, They or what's y'all thought on the whole situation that happened in the elevator?
Who you going to first?
Whoever want to speak up, step up to the plate. Don't get podcast.
I don't want to. First of all, I want y'all to know that I hate the thought of men hitting women or anything like that, which is why this upset me too, because people are misusing this. People are crying wolf. Like if a man is beating a woman or something, he deserves everything that's coming to him, whatever. But don't. And another thing too is we want the guy to exercise caution, and he should. You bigger, you stronger, you a man. But we gotta take accountability as two grown-ups. Like if he's supposed to think, oh, I'm bigger, I'm stronger, maybe I shouldn't hit her, then maybe you can take some accountability for yourself and just keep your hands to yourself. Because although some men, if you hit me like that, I'm not gonna hit you. But there's a lot of men that if you hit them, they are going to hit you. And it's like, why would you take a risk and hope that somebody was raised right and hope that somebody's this great guy that he's not going to hit you back? I have a daughter and I want to teach her to keep her hands to herself to alleviate the risk of getting hit. Not saying she would be wrong or she would deserve it, but it don't matter who's right and who's wrong if you got hit. If you're missing an eye or your jaw's broke, nobody cares that you think this guy's a punk or he's soft or whatever. You're still hurt and you may not recover. So let's try to get in front of that. And I say that to say that the whole video, Saweetie slapped that man, then threw his property. And I was happy because I was scared to death. When I seen her slap him and throw his property, I was hoping he didn't make a fool of himself or hurt that woman. And he ended up tussling for a bag and they fell over. And no harm, no foul. It was a little rough. Maybe he could have helped her up. But in all honesty, if somebody slaps you in your face and throw your bag, you're probably not feeling real helpish at the time. So I can see why he didn't extend his hand. He probably really didn't care that she fell. But the whole thing was just toxic on both parts, and I don't want it to look like somebody's a woman beater when they not. And another thing, if he was a real woman beater, I don't think she would have came and slapped him. Leroy's a big guy. If I think I can't beat Leroy in a fight, I know this as men. Men who can't beat another guy in a fight, we don't do aggressive things towards them. I'm not going to go to Leroy and slap him in his face and throw his bag if I'm scared he's going to beat me up. So I don't think she was unfair. I think she felt like she can do whatever she wants to him because he's not going to react. So I don't think he's a woman beater. I think she was pretty confident he wouldn't hit her back at that moment, which is why she done that. But my thing is, I just don't want false. I don't want the falseness because there's a lot of women who are getting beat. That was my whole thing. Yeah,
I think that you made a lot of good points that I actually really agree with. One of which, right, is that the video, I mean, it's hard to tell. I don't think that he actually hit her, but yeah, I mean, I agree, right? Like, I think that a lot of women, they think, okay, well, men know that they shouldn't hit women, so we can just, do whatever that we want. And when we get angry, we're just going to pound on him and pound on him and pound on him. But here's the thing, like, you don't know what triggers somebody. Like at some point you might accidentally trigger them and they might go into a rage and they might not even know what they're doing. And so you've now played a part into that, right? And I don't think that it's ever healthy for anyone to hit anybody else, right? Definitely a man should not hit a woman, but I also don't think that a woman should express her anger by hitting a man as well. And I think that also, like you said, it leads to a very toxic relationship when that's the expression of your anger is through violence, right? On either end. So I definitely agree. I mean, there's definitely toxicity all around going on with that. And I definitely agree on that point about as a woman, we know that a man should never hit a woman, but don't take advantage of that, right? Don't think that you're safe because a man knows he's not supposed to hit you, because what if you end up pushing him over the edge because you've taken advantage of that? But also, secondly, it's just not healthy behavior to try to commit violence upon anybody else for any reason.
Agreed.
Yeah. I agree with y'all. But I just think nowadays, today day and age, it's a lot of tussling and relationships where men and women hit each other. Not so much of like men hitting, actually like balling their fist up and hitting women, but like as in like you say, like choking them, slamming them, stuff like that. Like I feel like in relationships it happens a lot because a lot of people, like you say, toxic relationships, a lot of people, I don't know. I don't want to say enjoy, but I guess enjoy because it keeps going on, and it's like they always say good sex is after that. So I don't know.
Preach, Queen.
But so like I said, I said in the reaction video, truthfully, everybody keep your hands to yourselves. Women, men, don't hit each other. And I tell the women too, like if somebody like they come to hit you, like, bro, you can't beat me. Like well, you hit me is like, why would you even try to like make me get that angry? And I shouldn't be angry enough where I gotta, hit somebody that I know is weaker than me. And not all women is weaker than me, but like I said, I'm pretty strong.
Okay.
I got a pretty good punch, but like I said, I choose not to go that route too and stuff. But like I said, this was a great conversation. Like I said, this is the Dontgettricked Podcast, and we like I said, we touched on some stuff that was good for the DJAC, for the podcast in general, introducing Vicki and Show to the show. You'll be seeing them a lot more. Of course, we got Drea. I'm gonna let each one of y'all, just say how you felt about it and what they got looking forward to. We'll start with Vicki, go to Show, and then Drea and myself will finish it off.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I enjoyed this conversation, and I definitely enjoyed hearing all the other viewpoints of everybody as to everything that was going on and about cheating and about hitting people. I really enjoyed hearing different perspectives, and I think that that's just a healthy dialogue to have.
I just want to say thank y'all for the invite. I appreciated the time. Congrats on y'all 25 plus episodes. And I could tell when we was talking about beating up men, Drea put her hands on a few men, so I hope she got better.
No, I still put my hands on them.
Hey, Drea, go ahead.
What you was gonna say?
No, just go ahead. I was just gonna say.
I just want to say thank you to Show and Vicki for coming on the show, and look forward to doing it with y'all during the next. Well, I won't say season because we ain't doing seasons no more. But yeah, I plan to do more interesting topics like this. One thing about me that you learn that I don't care. I'm out there and I'm crazy. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and like I said, the people that Dontgettricked Podcast, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate the people that tuned in today to watch us, the people that sent their comments, their questions, each and every one of y'all. We definitely appreciate you following along with us. Make sure you catch us on our YouTube page, Dontgettricked Podcast, and be able to like, subscribe, and comment, and any questions y'all got. And like I said, we're going to have some guests on, and we'll have Show and Vicki back. Of course, Drea will be back too. And like I said, that's it. We appreciate y'all. It's the Dontgettricked Podcast. We out. Peace.